YouTube? Welcome to my channel. My name is Shanna Karasi and I'll be helping you create some key pieces for the summer in my Vacay Staycay DIY series. In today's tutorial, I'll be showing you how to create your own two-piece bathing suit. So when you're poolside or at the beach and your girls ask you, where did you get that from? You can say, I made it. Hello everyone, so this is what you will need for this tutorial. You'll need front and back of a master bodysuit block. I should have a tutorial on how to make a bodysuit block front and back, but if I don't have it up, go on YouTube and see if you could find out how to make one. You'll need paper, scissors, tracing paper, a meter ruler, a see-through ruler, a curved ruler, pencil, and eraser. So first we'll start by tracing the front catsuit all the way around. And I'll also be using the measurements of my sports bra to appropriate the measurements of my drap. So first I'm going to place my ruler along the center front and draw a guideline at a 90-degree angle up from the center front to create my neck, my turtleneck. So at 2.5 inches on the shoulder, I will make a mark from that neck point to the shoulder. So at the shoulder and neck point, I'll be extending the shoulder by 3/4. At the center front, you'll be going up 1/4 inch to indicate your new neckline. So let's go ahead and extend that shoulder to that new point. So grab your curved ruler and let's go ahead and make that new neckline. So now we're marking that new shoulder point at 2.5 inches. And now I'm just creating a 90-degree guideline from that shoulder point and new neck point at 1.5 inches. At that 1.5 mark, we'll be squaring away towards the center front neckline to create the turtleneck. So now I am dropping the armhole at the side seam by 1 inch. And I will be connecting that point and making a new armhole towards the top shoulder point. And I'll use the curved ruler as a guide and then connect those points. So as you can see on the side seam, I've gone in 1 inch. Now I am measuring the center front zipper area of the bodice. So what I'll be measuring is 15 inches from the top of that turtleneck to the bust. And at that new side seam measurement, I'll be going down by 4 inches and marking that particular area, and then I'll be going across to that 15-inch mark to the center front to make the waistline of the top bodice of the bathing suit. Okay, now at the side seam, I'll be measuring half of that 4-inch mark down the side seam at 2 inches. And this is where I'll be creating the front mesh insert. So I'll be using my curved ruler again to match the bottom and draw that line straight across towards that center front 15-inch mark. So now I'll be marking the center front area to indicate the zipper. So we'll be going in at 3/8 of an inch and indicating the zipper at each neckline, top turtleneck line, and bottom waistline. So now we're extending that line where I've gone in by an inch towards the hip area. So at the hip, we'll be raising the hip line by 1.5 inches. And then from that line, draw a guideline towards the center front bikini piece. And use your curved ruler. Don't be afraid to use your curved ruler. It makes a world of a difference, and it just makes everything smoother and more accurate in proportion. So at this point at the center front, I've measured 1.5 inches. So I'll be drawing the curved line towards that marking point. It looks pretty skinny right now, but trust me, this is the right measurement to use that will give you that full coverage in that area. So I've also drawn the guideline for the bikini insert for that bottom panty area, and I'm just going in along the center front of that area by 1.5 as well. And now I'm just conjoining the lines and making the new bikini bottom. Alright guys, so now we're going to be marking the top of the waist for the bottom of the bikini. So I believe that I've measured about 4.5 inches here. I think that you guys should maybe do 3.5. I feel like it could be a lot longer to make it more of a high waist. But anywho, I'm going to split that side seam in half and then create my mesh insert style line for the top insert. Okay, so that's half of that side seam, and half of the side seam is 2 inches, so the whole side seam must be 4. And just remember to indicate that zipper marking of 3/8 at your center front line. So you're going to draw your style lines for the mesh inserts along your front bikini bottom. And the bottom is going to be marked at 2.5 inches, and you'll draw your guideline from the center front to that point. At the guideline, we will be tracing it to the new inner line of the bikini, and at the crotch we will be going up 1/4 inch, and we will be making a connected line to that guideline to lengthen out and make the new panty insert. Okay, so now we are tracing out the back of the cat suit. Make sure you keep your block steady while tracing the back so that there are no discrepancies. Create a guideline at the center back, then move to the shoulder and go in at 3/4 of an inch and then connect that line to that new 3/4 inch mark. At the center back, then go up a 1/4 inch and then grab that curved ruler and go ahead and make that new neckline. So at that new neck shoulder point, create a guideline straight up 90 degrees, and then from that neck shoulder point on the shoulder, measure out 2.5 inches and mark at that 2.5 inch point. Alright, so at that new neckline, we're going to go ahead and measure down 1/4 to that 2.5 inch point that we just made. So now at that guideline, we're going to measure up 1.5. Sorry, it's not in the shot, but just mark at the top of that line, and then we're going to square across to the center back to make the turtleneck. Okay, so now at the center back, we are going to indicate the zipper at 3/8. So at the side seam, we'll be going in 1 inch, and at the armhole, we'll be dropping it by 1 inch as well. So from that new point on the shoulder at 2.5, use your curved ruler and connect it to the 1 inch mark on your side seam to create the new armhole. So that's the new armhole. I didn't quite like it. I wanted it a little bit more exaggerated according to my sketch. So I'm going to be going in again and making it a little bit more exaggerated, like a racer back. So you have this option. Okay, so at the side seam, I'll be going down 4 inches. And then at the center back from that new turtleneck, I'll be measuring 4.5 inches. Sorry it's not in the shot, but measure down 14.5 inches, excuse me. So use your curved ruler and draw a line from that 4-inch mark to connect to the center back mark at 14.5 inches. Okay, and just make sure that it's blended and it's slightly curved. It's a little bit too curved there. So at the bottom armhole, I'm just going to adjust that curve. It's a little bit too curved, so I want it squared straight across before it starts to curve. So I'm just blending the curve along the armhole. So at the side seam, I'm just remeasuring the side just to make sure that it is still 4/4. So at the halfway mark, I'm going to make the style line for the mesh insert at the waistline. I apologize, guys. So I'm at the center back at this point, and I am measuring, marking the 3/8 zipper at the center back. Okay guys, so now we're working on the bottom. So from the waist, center back waist, we are going to measure down 4.5 inches and mark it, and then square across to the side seam. Alright, so now at the side seam, we'll be going in at 1 inch. These measurements are courtesy of Andrea Iyama's swimwear line. Their stuff is fire. and these are a pair of bikini bottoms, high-waisted bikini bottoms that I picked up. Okay guys, so now we are taking that 1 inch mark all along the side seam to the hip. Alright, so now at the hip point, we're going to be taking it up 1.5 inches. Okay, so that measurement at the bottom, you're going to make a marking at the midway point so that you can connect the new hip point to that midway point. And I'm just connecting the lines with the curve here, just so that it's as blended as possible, but you will probably have to blend it after using your ruler. Alright guys, so I'm measuring the side seam of the bikini bottom, and it is super long. So that's a mistake. So we're gonna go ahead and erase the top of that waistline, and I'm gonna go ahead and mark it at the notch that's on, should be on your block. So that is, I guess, the natural hip line. So we're gonna go there and remeasure, and it should be 4 inches. So at the 4 inch mark now, you're gonna mark halfway, so that's gonna be at the 2 inch mark, to create your first style line. So we're gonna go ahead and make sure we indicate the zipper at 3/8, and from that point we're gonna make a stylized line at the halfway mark of the side seam. Okay, and one at the hip and side seam point, and then another at 2.5 inches down the side of the bottom hem there from that zipper point. And we've created the 3 mesh inserts. And now just indicate the 3/8 zipper mark. So make sure that your patterns are marked with the pattern piece name, the cut amount, the style number with your size, and RSU means right side up. Your notches and grain lines, don't forget those, they're very important. Here are your bottom, front, and back pieces with seam allowances. Also indicate grain lines, notches, and also title them exactly how you title the top pieces for your bikini top. Tune into part 2 where I'll show you how to sew these pieces together to make the final garment. And don't forget to follow me on my social media and subscribe.